following presentation was recorded live in Los Angeles, California for the 24th Annual Convention of the International Association of Square Dance Callers. This is tape 24, Standard Choreo versus Extended Applications, Basic.
Hello, everybody. This is Standard Applications of Basic Movements. Nice to have you here. I sat through two sessions earlier. One, I think they were both on mainstream, actually. And, boy, I'll tell you, they were very, very interesting. I hope that they aren't becoming redundant at this point. I'm sure that my co-panelist here, Mr. Johnny Preston, is going to keep it very, very interesting for you. In the meantime, let me say just a few things about the basic level program and why I think that they particularly wanted to have one on the basic level program, even in spite of the fact that there are very, very few actual basic level groups in existence. Basic level pretty much has been a platform on the way to real square dancing. But I think they would like us to stimulate enough interest, hopefully, in the basic level program that maybe we could get that established as an entry-level program. And I think that the possibilities are definitely there. In the program, within the 49 basic movements, you have, in the standard applications only, about 200 different possible uses for the movements within 49 movements. That's quite a lot of variety in itself. The trick, of course, is to make them fun and interesting without getting too off the wall. I'd like to not talk on the movements for just a couple of moments here, if I could, please, and say something about establishing basic level clubs. I'm personally trying to do a basic level program myself, get it established down in the Arizona area where I call all winter long. And I find that the tendency to think of basic level as beginner level is a problem. I think an attitude shift has to be made if we're going to make basic level a program by itself, a standalone program. Because people dance basic level does not necessarily mean they're beginners. It shouldn't necessarily mean that they're dumb. It shouldn't necessarily mean that they're going to dance slower. And it really doesn't necessarily have to mean that they're going to be any different than any other dance group. I think if we can get past that attitude as callers and go into a basic level group, hopefully we get some to go into, and treat that like any other dance. Give them a good dance program with good variety, good showmanship. Just treat it like another dance rather than, gee, these poor low-level saps that aren't quite capable of getting all the way up to mainstream or plus or something else. The difference I've heard expressed so far during the convention at some of these is hobby dancers and recreational dancers, and I like that because there is a definite difference in our square dance population between these two types of people. We definitely have recreational dancers that are not all that interested in DVD, APD, in-depth choreography of any kind. They're strictly social. They want to go out and play. They don't want to be challenged every time they turn around. They want a nice, fun, interesting dance. And generally speaking, those people are a lot more interested in the social contact that they have at square dance than they are the choreography. On the other hand, the hobby dancers are going to be very, very interested in very much in-depth choreography. And the more you can teach them, the more different ways you can show them, the happier they're going to be. I don't think there's any way that we're going to be able to hold those people back from going on through mainstream, plus, A1, A2, whatever they're capable of getting in the amount of time that they have to devote to the activity. But basic level, I would think, rather than, especially basic level, rather than the other dance programs, I think should be kept pretty much to standard applications, especially at that level. Now, that's not to say that through good programming, we can't insert a little bit of the extended applications into a basic level program and make the dance more interesting. The question is how much of it should be there and at what point during the program do you do it. So the subject of programming comes up. You should be a very good dance programmer. I know that they have many, many sessions on programming here, so I'm not going to go into that. But my personal feeling on programming, a good dance program for any level, including basic level, would be at least 90% very, very standard or very danceable, and 10% extended or more difficult. And of course, the trick there always is to know when and where to put the material that's going to be the extended applications of the movements. And in a nutshell, my feeling on that is they should start easy, they should end easy, and anything difficult should always be in the center. Gives them a chance to get started, gives them a chance to fail if they're going to, and gives them a chance to succeed before they finish. Nutshell on programming. See, I'm getting through this really fast, Johnny. Are they still awake? Okay.
Not my turn yet.
You're supposed to help me on this stuff. Okay. The term variety doesn't necessarily imply difficult. You can gain variety within the standard applications in many different ways. One of our little gal callers, I asked her about it, and she said, anything that's not done from the same place you did it last time adds variety to the dance without going into extended application. I thought, well, that's very profound. I like that. So if you do it from lines where you did it from an 8 chain through, automatic variety. And I really, a lot of times I forget to stop and think about what variety really means. But I did stop right then. I thought, you know, we all teach beginners. Look at the difference between teaching something as simple as right and left through from a static square or from facing lines and an 8 chain through formation. You just climb the difficulty ladder just one step at a time there, don't you? And that's exactly the same movement. We haven't half sashayed them. We haven't done a he, she, or anything like that. We haven't changed any arrangements. We've changed the formation. Just by changing the formation, you don't even have to change the movements before and after. You can keep those the same.
I think they'd like to see what we mean, maybe.
Would you like to see what we mean? He's
Whoa,
suggesting.
is this an exciting
Oh, I'll tell you what. Let's hear it. Yay! Okay. Takes a square.
That wasn't enough applause.
We're going to sit.
Would you like to see what we mean? Yeah.
Now let's see how quickly they jump up.
Four couples. Please don't be shy. Please be free. Square up as fast as you'd like to square up as you do.
Okay. Get yourself a girl. I'd like to have 4 ladies and 4 men, please. I'd like to have 4 ladies and 4 men, please. Yes, for my purposes, yes it is. We need a girl. I have the opportunity to call at the basic level quite a bit. I call in Europe several times a year, and they have basic clubs, and you'll go and you'll call a lot of basic. And I ran into the same problems in the fact that I don't have enough calls to use. I'm calling the same thing over and over again. Well, yes, I was, but I found some little tricks that I use, and that's what I really want to pass along, is not so much, you got to do this, but how do you go about doing that? Let's have the head step up, turn a quarter to face your partner.
You're bad.
And do a U-turn back.
You're bad, Johnny. You're bad.
Star through. Now, I don't know about you because we're not really going to talk about calling techniques, but I'm what I call, and this is my own term, I call myself a modular sight caller. I use little groups of calls that I know work. One goes into the other, and I know where it ends up. And it keeps me from having to think as fast as one call at a time. I get to think a module at a time. And anything that can keep me from thinking a little less, that's good for me. So I'm going to give you an example of just a simple module that everybody uses. I know everybody uses it. Pass the ocean, swing through, boy run, bend the line. Okay, just those few calls. Now, have you ever used that before? Okay, so what I thought was the fact that, now that's a nice little module, it works good, but should I always just do it from a line of 4 facing in? So let's have everybody star through. Now we're going to do that same module. It's going to feel different to the dancers. Pass the ocean, swing through, boy runner on a girl, bend the line. Same little module, we did it just a little bit different. Okay? 2 different spots on the floor you can do it from, so that's actually one little idea, and it's being done 4 ways. Veer left, Ferris wheel, centers only, past the ocean, swing through, boy run, bend the line. If you want to, you can have the other people doing something else, but centers pass through, everybody pass through, centers past the ocean, swing through, the outsides trade, center boy run, bend the line, and there's another formation. So what I did was that I said, I'm going to take each one of these little modules, and not all of them, but just take a good handful of them, and say, where can I do this module from in different places that fit the standard application of the call, but allows me to do something that has a little bit of variety. And so I take that. And then what you do is you write 20 of these little modules, simple as swing through, boy run, bend the line. You can add a girl trade in there sometime or a boy trade, and all that creates the variety that we want without going into anything that's above the standard application. Okay, you guys can probably sit down. They deserve a nice hand.
Yes. Gee, all the other sessions I've been in, they always resolve the square when they get done.
I'm not worthy.
Okay.
I will next time.
Oh, yeah, I bet you will. Yeah. Okay, but the statement I made was that variety does not necessarily imply difficulty, and Johnny showed that very, very well. There are many, many different ways that you can do it. That's not to exclude variety within the music that you use. Program good music, use it well. Showmanship still applies at a basic level dance. Use the same type of showmanship that you would at any other dance program. What I'm trying to say is don't change your dance format, don't change your dance program just because you change dance level. Call the same dance at a basic level program that you would at mainstream or plus or advanced or challenge. Go in there with the idea that you're putting on a show for the people. Have something during the program to satisfy the hobby dancers, and we'll call those the extended applications. Have something to satisfy the recreational dancer within every tip, and certainly within the whole dance program. Anything you'd like to add to that?
No, I think...
Carry on,
yeah,
huh? Carry on, Daryl. Okay. During the dance program, choreographically speaking, I would think that probably at the basic level, you probably are going to have dancers, if they're at the recreational level, that are not going to enjoy the very, very difficult formations and things. That's probably why they're staying at the basic level. Like I say, the hobby dancers go on. For adding movements or adding variety to the basic program as well as any other program, I think probably the easiest method is 2 in the center to begin with. 2 couples only. Heads do something in the center, sides do something in the center. That way the other couples get to stand there and watch it happen, and they can enjoy the explanation of what's going on for the couple in the center. And you also eliminate the possibility of the dancers not knowing who they're supposed to be working with. You only have the 2 couples in the center doing it. Then when you move to the outside of the set, they've all got a better idea of what's going to happen. I almost hate to ask for another square, but I think I'm going to. Why didn't we keep those up there, Johnny? Hey, watch it.
I don't have a good explanation for that. Can we get another square up?
Sure we can.
We can get the same one up, or we can get some other people. Please participate.
I'll start picking volunteers shortly here. You 2, get up here. Hi, honey.
We need 3 more over here.
All right. I know that we've been split circulated just about to death in some of these sessions, but it's on my paper here, so I'm going to do it. When I run into even mainstream groups that seem to have problems with split circulate, I still start with the box of 4 dancers in the center. I find it easier to get them started to do a box circulate to where they understand the concept of working within the box of 4 than to do it otherwise. Head couples, if you would, please touch a quarter. Within that little box 4 in the middle, do a box circulate. That boy run around that girl, star through, pass through, separate, stand behind the sides. Sides, touch a quarter. In the middle, do a box circulate. That boy run around that girl, pass through, separate, stand behind the heads. Heads in the center, pass through. Then you can work them right with the outside two. Touch a quarter. And they already know what you're talking about. When you start talking about that box of four, they've already learned the little traffic pattern where the boys are going to be going straight ahead and the girls are going to be flipping over to the right. So you can do this without ever lifting the needle of the record and get them through this type of material. Within your own box four, split circulate, and if it's a brand new teach, which chances are at a square dance it won't be, you could stop and explain the difference between the box and the split to them at this point. Boys run around the girls, right and left through, pass through and do a wheel and deal. Centers pass through. That look anything like a corner? Element left. You see, I resolve them, Johnny. But what I'm saying is typically what I'll do is, and if I'm calling at a dance and I see that they have problems, I might just go ahead and call a split circulate early in the dance. And if I see squares have problems, I might want to back up. I'll intentionally put them into the center two couples. I might not say heads step forward and do it. Might follow a Ferris wheel to where when we do the box circulate in the center of the boy run, they're all ready to pass through. And at mainstream cloverleaf, at basic level, of course, separate around, stand behind. But I'll work the two couples, then I'll work the inactive couple, do the same thing before I ever go to the outside two, and build from the very easy with the two couple to the four couple, and work them through it that way.
No, I like that particular technique of isolating it to four people at one time to show the call. If things go wrong, they only went wrong for half the people.
Yeah, I like that. That's true. But the others are watching, yes. Something else along that same line. Heads locate your left hand, and please do a left square through four. Ooh, is that extended? Probably. Do a left element. Two couples doing it. Goes to an element left immediately. What's the success rate? Very near 100%. Not quite 100% at A2. I don't know about your A2 dancers, but the A2 groups that I've called for have just as much trouble doing that as the mainstream dancers do. But here again, the sides are prepared. Sides, left square through four. Element left.
Oh, you resolved that one fast.
Yeah, I don't waste any time at this stuff. Heads to a left square through four. They're getting really good at it now. With the outsides, left square through four more. Do an element left. How could they possibly get lost? Sides do a left square through four. With the outside two, make a left hand star. Sides to the middle with a right hand star. That's definitely going to feel different for them, isn't it? To the same two and do a left square through four. To an element left, or if the music is proper, to a swing the corner and promenade. You know, makes a very good singing call figure using the left square through. Some nice basic work for them.
Daryl, when you do
yes.
left-hand star, microphone.
Yes, microphone. Thank you very much.
When you do that left-hand star coming out of a left square through, a lot of the newer dancers, because the lady will be leading, going back into the center with the right, that's going to cause some problems?
It may. Yes. I haven't noticed it causing that much problem by the time they got to that point. Newer dancers, yes, here again, I think that's partly that attitude that we were talking about a minute ago, because they're basic level dancers does not necessarily mean they're new dancers. These might be very well-experienced dancers that have been dancing for many years and have danced the right-hand star into the middle to a left-hand star for many years. This is, I consider this a lot of variety.
That's why I say with newer dancers, I can
Would
see
they?
the failure rate much higher with the lady leading into the center rather than the
Very
man.
possible. Very possible. Yes.
Another use of the left-hand star. As a matter of fact, that's one of the calls that we have the power to use. And I find that most of the time when it's called, it's head square through 4, make a right-hand star, make a left-hand star, and it's only done in a singing call. Well, somehow we were purposefully, it seemed, limiting ourselves to using it only from one position. Whereas he just showed an example. I found that if you want to substitute for square through 4, how many people in your area get tired of hearing the callers start with square through 4? And now they're doing this. Bumping and not even doing it. So you substitute something for it. Heads make a left-hand star. Turn it one time around to your corner. Now you're facing your corner with a right hand free. Does the same thing that square through did. And then you can, oh, I got one. Pass the ocean. Swing through. Boy, run. Bend the line. Thank you. Oh shoot! I gotta resolve, don't I?
You can do it, Johnny.
I know. I think. Yeah, I can. Swing through. Boy, run. Bend the line. Star through. Element left your corner.
Yes.
Anybody else got something to do with a star? Anybody else have any ideas about a star? Yeah, you can do that. Just go halfway into the... Yeah, I usually like to do it square through, star four places, because then I can tell everybody to go to the corner, because on the way, while they're doing it, they're going, where do I stop?
How many halfway and square through that side?
Or a left-hand star onto that side, yeah. Okay. Pardon? Yeah, I'm sorry. Instead of making a star turn 4 places, make it turn 2 to go to the opposite person. Is that a standard basic now? No, but you don't have to have it. Right.
All righty.
You could do like a star rod. It's not maybe a standard basic, but if they can do stars, they can do stars.
Yeah, that's what he had just said. Star halfway was you don't have to turn the star all the way 4 hands or whatever. You can turn it as far as you want.
I didn't mean to say star the rod. I mean, you know, you have to tell it verbally to them.
Oh, sure. Cue it to him, yeah.
You know, it occurs to me there's one thing I did not do earlier because he started working immediately. This is Johnny Preston from Southern California here, 21 years a caller. Calls on continent, off continent, through, he denies calling through C4, but he does it anyway. Beginners through C1. How about a nice hand for Johnny Preston? Now they know on the tape who you are.
Yeah, I started when I was 10.
Callers never lie. Never lie. Never lie. I think probably what we'll do from here on out through this session is just share as much choreographic possibilities as we can for the basic level movements, and hopefully give you some ideas, some things that you can use at a basic level dance and make the dance fun and interesting for the people.
Yeah, and don't forget to try to understand sometimes a technique, or ask questions about a technique for making it work and making it a little easier. As I said before with that little module thing, the idea of using these little pieces of calls, you can put them together and then you can plug them in anytime you want for the variety that we're looking for. And that's our idea, is that we all need to re-educate ourselves to become a little bit better at calling at the basic level, because we need to emphasize that level as an entry level of square dancing, which it already is, but...
Yes. Do you mind doing a few more things? Okay.
Do you need music?
Do we have music? Music would be nice. I'm a whole lot easier with music, you know. Let's do this. Let's have the head couples lead to the right, circle 4-2 line, if you would, please. You did that so well. Pass through. Bend the line. Star through. Right and left through. Veer to the left. Veer to the right. Centers veer to the right. And veer to the left. Go back to back. Put centers in. Cast off 3/4 round. Move up to the middle and back. Star through. Right and left through. Veer left. Veer right. Everybody veer right. Everybody veer left. Centers veer left. Veer right. There's got to be a way out of this, Johnny. Put centers in. Cast off 3/4 round. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Oh. Picky. Okay, we
get the point behind what he's saying, not so much which call it is.
Scatter back home, please. Scatter back home. Scatter back home. I didn't want to do that. Centers in, cast off 3/4 again. Okay, let's.
He's been stealing my notes.
Is that right? Okay.
Scatter back home.
Heads lead right, veer left. Then bend the line. Right and left through. Star through. Circle up 4 halfway. Veer left. Veer right. Allemande left. That's what I was searching for right there. Your veer left, veer right basically is a pass-through. If you can set yourself up to where you can get some flow for a veer left and a veer right going one direction and then the other, you can insert that any place that a pass-through will get you to an Allemande left, and it'll work very nicely for you. And that's a little modular get-out, like Johnny's talking about, that can add a little bit of interest in there.
Yeah, the other thing I wanted to mention is that don't look upon these things as being tricks. These aren't tricks. These are things that should become part of the choreography on a full-time basis. To use veer left, not just from a facing couple after a right and left through or something that you feel it flows nicely after, but use it, let it become part of your choreography on a regular basis. That's the way that we can keep the variety in there, and the people won't be yeah, it sure is, isn't it? They won't be so surprised when it comes to them all of a sudden, because there's no reason that veer left shouldn't be called almost as often out of that two-face line where you're going to veer back to back as it is from facing couples. If you use it 70% of the time from facing and 30% of the time from the line to go back to back, then you're adding the variety and you're keeping the variety in the choreography. So when you find these little things, don't make them one trick. Make a little module out of it and plug it in more often than that.
It just adds more variety. It adds bulk to what you're already doing. It takes away some of the, gee, I only have 49 movements to play with, so I do need to go on into mainstream and do centers and cast off 3/4 or something. Right? Get away from that one. Last night at the dance, I did something. Where did Ernie go? I was going to blame this on him. Last night at the dance, I did this. Join hands, circle right. Allemande right with the partner. Allemande left with the corner. Box the net with the partner. Wrong way around and around left grand.
Every other girl and
every other hand. Meet your partner, turn her by the right. Go back to the right hand lady and turn her by the left. Go back to the partner, pull by, go to the corner with the left hand round. Back to the partner, right hand round. Full turn around to the right hand lady with the left hand round. And then what I didn't do last night, back to the partner, wrong way Allemande dar. These are all basic level movements. Men back in, shoot the star, find the corner, do an Allemande left, promenade, arm turns. You can do lots and lots of things with arm turns and stars at basic level, many things. The old daisy chain is still very useful. You don't have to...
red hot and ice cold.
We just did an ice cold. Yes, the red hot and the ice cold, arm turns.
You can go back and find these calls, read them, find out the description, and then figure out a way to present it with just using exactly as he did, just presenting it as a right-hand turn all the way around to the right-hand lady, and just take that call, but cue it out. Never tell them what the name of it is, or you might tell them that later after they've done it 2 or 3 times, and they're excited about it. You tell them, oh, you just did a red hot, and then they feel less excited about it.
Yeah, well, I still call a daisy chain at nearly every open dance that I call. I don't call it a daisy chain. At a mainstream dance, I'll call it as turn-throughs rather than arm turns. It'd be turn-throughs and left turn-throughs. And typically, the first time that I call it, a significant portion of the floor will break on it. Then I'll stop. Here's the where I say I treat it like a dance, and you still keep the showmanship part of it. And I say, wait a minute. All you do is go forward two and back one, forward two, back one. Let's try it again. And I'll go back and I'll say, do an Alaman left with the corner. Do that, please. Go forward two, go right and left, turn around, go backward one, turn her by the right, turn around, go forward two, go left and right, turn around, go backward one, turn her by the left, turn around, go forward two, go right and left, turn around, go backward one, turn her by the right, turn around, go forward two, go left and right, turn around, go backward one to the corner, of course, Alaman left, come back one and promenade. Now, I know that everybody here has been around long enough to remember the daisy chain, and you didn't really need that. But the way that you can put that, yeah. You left at just the right time, Ernie. I blamed all kinds of stuff on you. All right, yeah.
Also, the descriptive kind of calling that he was just doing there, that kind of practice and work with that kind of calling can absolutely do nothing but make you a better caller. It can make you a better caller because it teaches you to watch the dancers and time your movements out very carefully, because if he doesn't time that right, they don't have a chance. It's not like a call they've memorized. This is something they're depending on, is every word. So just practicing doing that kind of calling and saying, okay, I'm going to take this call daisy chain, and I'm going to present it to the dancers without using that word daisy chain. Or any number of them. I can't... Catch All 8, there was a whole bunch of Red Hot and Ice Cold. There was quite a few others that you can use that as not only a tool to use it for the dancers, but it benefits you as a caller, being able to use that kind of material and call it and keep the timing of the floor going in a good pace.
You're right.
In the microphone, please.
You're right. You want this on record, don't you? Okay. I was trying to think of things that I might do for a basic level group, just for variety. How many beats does a grand square take? You're right, 32.
14.
No, I know it's more than that.
In practice.
4 ladies chain 1/4. I know that you guys keep perfect timing when you do a grand square because you're callers, right? So when we do it this time, it's only going to take 24 beats for me, please, right? And you're going to do every side with 4 steps just exactly the way the dancers would do it, right? Say yes. Thank you very much. Okay, how many beats? 24? That'll help. Okay, sides, face, grand square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3. Do an Alaman left. And promenade home. There again, that's a timing thing. You can watch them. You don't have to be counting it out. You'll see when they get to it if they're counting it properly, and you can grab that Alaman left at just the right time and make that work for them. But you haven't really changed the movement. You've changed the time that they're going to be executing the movement, and they will find their corner if you shout it out loud enough about that time, I hope.
You guys tired yet, or no? Randy had something he wanted to show with using ladies' chain, and I saw him do this. This is really nice.
Well, that's not what I was talking about. I don't give all my secrets out, John. They were expanding. This is a 2 ladies' chain. Sometimes I do this at a workshop for my basic groups. But like Daryl was saying, do it with just 4 people doing it. Head 2 ladies' chain across. Side 2 ladies' chain across. And you practice that, and then expand it to the 4 ladies chain across. And of course, you're going to do this quite a few times. Heads, would you do a star through? I know this is not plus, but let's have you spread for me. Would you do that? Go up to the middle, and you come right back. And center 2 ladies chain across. Very good. Centers roll away. 2 ladies chain across. 4 ladies chain across. and you're throwing a curveball at them using a basic call. Throwing a curveball at them. So maybe you should have warned them. But remember, when you're talking about definitions, if you say 4 ladies chain, we're not talking 2 at a time on each side. We're saying all 4 ladies going across. So it would be a star. Okay? So keep that in mind. 4 ladies chain. Make it a star, girls. And if you really got good dancers and you've told them that the 4 ladies chain requires them to go in and make that star, you're making them better dancers from day one with a basic. 2 ladies chain is different than what I just said. Go ahead. Now they're really very good. Center 2 ladies chain. The end 2 ladies diagonally chain. So you get the idea? Center 2 ladies chain. End 2 ladies flutter wheel. And you can play with them a little bit. That's all I was talking about, on the chain thing.
Very nice. Oh, here, you got a resolve.
Oh, scatter back again, huh? Okay. Anybody else have anything?
Yeah, does anybody else have anything they want to share with us?
Ernie does.
Ernie? How about over here?
Come on.
Anything you have questions on?
You're going to have a very short session today, guys.
Just a second.
I just want to say nothing to do with the square thing. I'm Kevin Ryan from Australia, as you know. What I was going to share, by looking at this, what you were saying before about the daisy chain and all that, we have a caller over in Australia that once a year he puts on a dance using movement, no more movements that past the 1950s and then 1960. And he does all the old movements on that. And it is quite an interesting dance, and he uses not so much, he calls all these, but also he uses some of all the old records, all the old 78s that came out in those days. And it's a very interesting concept, not to be used too often, but it was quite a good concept, and it worked very, very well. And it was a lot of fun because we got up there and did the, I think, catch-all, like somebody was saying, daisy chain and all these sort of things. And he was very successful by doing that, just as a theme night. And amazing how many people can't do it.
Yeah. Daryl mentioned something earlier about the music and everything. When you're doing these kind of, what looks kind of like a little bit more traditional star movements and stuff, I always find it's best to use a traditional kind of a music when you're doing that, and that works very effectively. Another question here, or a statement? Wait. Say your name, please.
Al Napi, Mountain View, California. I had a figure I'd like to do, if you don't mind. Everybody into the center and make a right-hand star. Turn that star till the men get home. When the men are home, the men will back out, but the ladies keep on going. Now, when the girls meet your original partner, be courtesy turn. 4 ladies chain, and then you can go on to whatever you want.
Chain them back.
Yeah, I'd like to try one too. I'm Clyde Cullings from Frankenmuth, Michigan. This was on the internet the other day, and I used it as a dance. I thought it was really neat. Let's just have the heads lead out to the right. We're not to it yet. Do the right and left through. Now, this is the way I do it at dance. Dive through. Notice sides, you did a California twirl, okay? Pass through. Circle up forward with the outside two. Break, make a line. Up to the middle and back. Okay, a right and a left through. Sides arch, heads dive through. Sides arch, heads dive through. Everybody promenade. It really works slick. The floor did it neat. Yeah, we steal from the same place, but hey, it works neat, and the dancers loved it. You know, and there are several other things you can do from that dive through from lines.
I didn't want to seem like I was too anxious to take that away from you.
Come you take the microphone back there when I come up here.
I don't know.
Try this. It's a lot of fun. 2 and 3. I'm Ernie Kinney from Pinedale, California.
Fresno, it says.
2 and 3. You know who you are? Do a right and left through. Get back over there where you belong. New 2, old 4. 2 ladies chain. New 2 and old 4. Same 2, do a half sachet. New number 2, go across the square, split that pair. Round 1, make a line. Forward and back. New number 3, walk straight across. Do a right and left through. Star through. Pass through. Those who can, do a right and left through. Those who did, star through. Pass through. Everybody find your corner. Left Alaman. Bow to your partner short. This is asymmetric or asymmetric?
Take it easy, Ernie.
Asymmetric.
Just going on the tape, you know. Take it easy, Ernie.
1 and 2. 1 and 2. Do a right and left through. New 2, old 4. Go forward and back. Do a right and left through. Same 2 ladies chain. All 4 couples half sachet. New number 2, go across the square. Split the pair round 1, make a line. Forward and back. New number 1, go across the square, split that pair. Separate round 1, make a line. Look like L to me. Look like L to you? Forward again, stand pat in the middle. T? Could be TT. 4 on the sides. Bend your line to face one another. Start with the left. Do a left square through 4. 4 in the middle, bend your line to face one another. And pass through. Left Alaman with the corner girl and...
You don't have all that memorized, do you?
No, I don't memorize that.
I didn't think so. You made it up right there, right?
I cited it.
See? You have to buy the tape, guys.
Again, that was another example of what I called that modular site calling. He just had a big module.
Modular site calling. Good.
Huh?
Joe Hartman from Tempe, if you want to do weird stuff, everybody face your corner. Do a right and left through. Courtesy turn the girl, look in. New heads, lead to the right but veer to the left. Couples circulate. Bend the line and star through. Dive through. Now, we were doing this before. In the middle, veer to the left, veer to the right. Everybody veer left, veer right. Alaman left. Come back home.
Yeah, the only thing, I might have changed that second veer left to veer right, veer left. Don't put you in the same place. That's what I was saying about that earlier. Make sure that what you're doing is going to flow. Always take that into account, no matter what program level you're calling.
You know, Ernie just did a couple of asymmetric sequences. The idea behind this is not for you to write down what he just did. It's just you should be thinking to yourself about, you know what, I need to get a couple of asymmetric sequences that are kind of nice, and sit down and make it a project and say, you know, sometime in the month of March, I'm going to write 2 of those sequences. I'm going to sit down and get the little guys out, and I'm going to write 2 of those sequences. And you write them to make them as easy as you possibly can. I think one of the things about variety that people sometimes might think wrongly about is sometimes people take something that's easy and try to make it hard. And I always try to find something that's hard and try to make it really easy. And sometimes if you think along those lines of saying, I got to figure out a way that I can make this so easy that I can take somebody off the street that's never square danced before and I can get them through it. When you find one of those, I'm being reported.
Yeah, I think so.
Craig Abercrombie, Portland, Oregon. This is just basic, and it's good timing, too. You can do it with either heads or the sides. When I say sides face grand square, you guys just keep doing it. I'll be talking to the heads. Heads square through 4. Sides face grand square. Heads separate round 1 into the middle. Pass through. Separate, go round 1 into the middle. Square through 3. Alaman left to the corner. Or swing your corner if you're doing a singing call. And if you got real good music, one I use is Beautiful Noise. Works out real well. I've even used this at plus level, and they don't even remember that it's basics. They're overwhelmed by it. It's different, and it's like they all win.
It's different, but it's all very standard as well, for that matter.
Yeah, let me try one. Bill Stone from Bremerton, Washington, or Port Orchard. One, I don't know what this is. If Ern's still in the hall, he can tell me what it is. But number one couple, face your corner. Box the net with the corner. Square your sets that way. Don't change position, just square your sets. Head couples pass through. Face your partner. Pass through, go around two, and hook on the ends of lines. Round two. Outside, round two, hook on the ends. We have lines of 4. Star through. Everybody's looking at the stage, ready to say thank you for being here tonight. I sure hope you had a great time. And we can, all you got to do is get those 4 boys looking at the girl. Huh?
You have to resolve.
Oh, do I have to resolve? Okay, let's resolve it. Lead couple, California twirl. Arch in the middle and dive through, square through 3/4, and look for the corner because she's standing right there, and do an Alaman left and come back home and stand. Now, I don't know what it is, but I've used this for years and years. The figure that he used before, the head square through sides face grand square, I recorded on my first record back in 1972. I put that one in there. This one here was, I don't know where I got it, but I use it as a grand square item. Huh? Is that where? Did you invent this animal? I do now. I put a lot of figures. I can do spin chain, exchange of gears, the whole works from this. I've got them on cards where I can play with it when I want from this 4 boy, 4 girl in my DVD group. And it's real good. The easiest one that you can use out of this, and I'll show you the setup on it. Number one couple, face your corner and box and that again, please, and square your sets. Okay, it used to be I could say cross trail, separate, go around, 2 hook on the ends. No longer is cross trail available, so now we've got two boys partners, 2 girls partners, and a boy and a girl on the wrong side, and the oddball couple. If you get one of my cards, it says oddball. Do who to what? No. Not right now. Did they make a mistake? I hope not. Okay. Head couples pass through, face your partner. That's my cross trail. Pass through, separate, go around 2. Hook on the end to give me lines. Here's your 4 lines. Okay? From here, if I want to, I often do coordinate and teach it from this position because it's sort of fun. It makes them learn the parts of the thing.
This is a basic thing.
This is a basic thing, yeah. Head couple, everybody star through. And from here, they're all in the number 3 position, and if I want to do a grand square, I got it made because I can teach them to do a grand square, the number 3 position here. Let's do the grand square. Walk forward 4, you're doing the number 3. Face your partner. Everybody does it. Everybody, not just a few. Face your partner, back away. Turn to face the caller. Up here, y'all. Back up 4. Face your partner, walk forward 4. Reverse it, back away 4. They're doing the number 3 position. Face the caller up here, walk forward 4, face your partner, walk forward 4, face the caller, take your partner with the hand and back up 4. All you've done is what the number 3 people do, okay? And the lead couple, now the easy get out on this thing is that lead couple simply does a California twirl. Be sure and tell them the lead couple, because if you say California twirl, they'll all do it and you're in trouble. Dive through, and you're ready to square through 3, and they're going to find the corner. So go 1, 2, 3, and there's the corner. Do an Alaman left with them, smile at the partner, and say, boy, I'm glad we got through this.
Very nice.
Hi, my name's Paul Hagen. I'm from Fontana, California. And earlier we were doing those half stars, so let's try something that might work for a singing call. Side of the sides up to the middle and back, and do a half square through. Make a left-hand star with the outside couple. A right-hand star. What? Right-hand star. Right-hand star, yeah. Go back in the middle, make a left-hand star, halfway, back to the corner, do a half square through, go 2. With your partner, California twirl, identify your left hand, do a left square through halfway, that's 2. To the corner, do an Alaman left. Come back and promenade, but don't stop, don't slow down. If you want your partner back, the girls roll back to a right and left grand. And should be just about there, about 2 or 3 steps.
question was? The question was, how do you use that as a singing call figure? And his answer was that during the first part of the sequence, you get your corner for partner for that promenade. And, of course, then he resolved back to the original by having the girls roll back to the element left. Any others?
Any others? Hold it. We haven't had anybody on this side do anything, so.
My name is B.J. Harrell from Rochester, Minnesota. This is somewhat similar to what Mr. Kinney did. Let's have couples number 1 and 2 do a right and left through. The other two ladies chain. Couples number 1 and 3 do a right and left through. The other two ladies chain. Couples number 1 and 4 do a right and left through. The other two ladies chain. Sides face grand square 8 steps. Left allemande. Come on back. Bow to your partner.
Very nice. Hey, we woke up this side of the hall here. State your name first.
Ron Harris, La Habra, California. I like to work with 6 couple squares too, and we haven't shown anything that's a little bit unusual. And everything works just the same, except they get a very big feeling of doing something very, very different. So if you want to get two more couples up here, we'll just do a couple of things and let you see how it works. It's no problem. Need 2 more pairs. Give me 4 side couples instead of only 2 is what we'll start with, just for the heck of it. It's no problem. You have to tell them in advance. They're going to do 7 hands for a right and left grand if you want to do that. But that's one thing you can do. But everything's going to work just like it did before. All your normal conversions will work. Everything works fine. So let's just do a quickie. Side square through. Give me 4. Step to an ocean wave with whoever's there. Swing through. Come and get out. Girls circulate. Boys trade. Boys run around a girl. Bend the line. Join hands. Circle left. Everybody's normal. Okay? It's just an acey-deucey type. Yeah, do an allemande left somebody and promenade a girl a few steps back home. Take her back with you. I would go into something a little bit different. I'm going to say sides face grand square. We're going to change our grand square. In between the sides, the 4 sides are individually going to turn toward the middle of their side position. Sides let go of the hand you're hanging on to and turn individually to face the middle. Heads, you're going to do what you always do. You're going to take a little bit bigger steps where you take itty-bitty steps usually. You're going to take a little bit bigger steps. Sides, you're going to do what you always do. I'm going to be talking to you. Sides face, grand square, go. Sides back up, turn to face each other's sides, come together, go back into the middle sides. Turn to face, back out of there. Back into the middle sides. Turn again. You know what to do. Finish it up. It looks good. Keep going. Anyway, and you're back home. Now, you can do a lot of things with this. Everything works. Almost everything works. You have a few things you can't do, but you can play with it, and everything works fine. And it really gives the people a different feeling if you can get a group like that.
Yeah, most of your modules will work. Any basic module will almost always work exactly the same way. Here.
They wanted an example for the heads. They want to see what you're going to do for the 2 couples at the head position. Wait a minute.
Back on. Okay, that's easy. Someone asked what to do with the heads while the sides are doing standing there. Well, it's easy. You do a couple things with the sides, then you go to the heads and let the heads square through. Give me 4. Sides, cheer them on. Go, sides. Give me some help. Now, heads, split those sides right between the 4. Separate. Go round 2. Hook on. Make lines. Go up to the middle and come on back. Very good. All right. Touch a quarter. And the boy run around that girl. All right. Step to an ocean wave. Swing through. Boy trade. Boy run around a friend. Bend it. Join up hands. Circle left. All right. Roll the girls away with a half sachet. Do an allemande left, whatever's there, and come on back and take one for yourself and promenade her home. Okay. I mean, there are other variations. You can do things. You can have the heads do any kind of a figure that you can keep it kind of normal. You don't really get together in the middle there unless you want to start doing some really weird offset choreography, if you want to. And I have never tried that, so.
I think typically what you said was if you have the head square through, split the outsides round 2, move up to the middle, touch a quarter, and boy run, that would equal the same as having had the sides do a square through 4. And so any choreography that you were working with the sides will work again with the heads starting the action, and you'll get some variety there. It'll feel differently that way. Not at basic level. Not at basic level.
Yeah, basic level. It's yeah.
I use this. I have even used this type of thing at Plus dances with Relay the Deucey, and it can be done with the same kind of group. No problem. The people pick it up just like that, and they really like it. Oh yeah, an extra one down the middle.
But can you imagine, like, you're doing a basic dance, and you've got, you need to know that it takes 3 squares can be broken up into 2 sets of these. So if you look out there and you notice you got 9 squares on the floor, and you want to just do something a little different, break them into 6 sets. Yeah.
Try six.
You have 6 groups of these 6 couple squares, and it's something that's nice to add the variety in there. So now you can do a little piece of asymmetrical. Make sure you work with some stars and things like that. 6 couple. We've almost written a dance for you here tonight, so. Or for me, anyway.
This can even help if you're doing like a lesson and you have a couple extra couples, and you want to get them involved. You can bring them right in, start working them right with the others.
That was Neil Kennedy from Oregon.
Neil Kennedy from Oregon, yeah. Yeah, more likely you only got 6 couples left at the end of your dance.
Yeah, that could happen.
That never personally happened to me, but...
Along this same line, at one of the earlier sessions today, I expressed the fact that I was so amazed that nobody had ever told me about these Sicilian circles for a teaching tool. But can you imagine at basic level using that, along these same lines of a hexagon square, rather than doing a progressive square or exploding squares with standard basic movements? Why not get them into the Sicilian circle and give them the joy of dancing with many, many different couples all in one tip? And what I'm referring to, somebody said that was a southern Kentucky something or other. I've had 3 or 4 different names for this particular
depends on if
anyway.
you're Italian or not.
I suppose. I don't know. Join hands, everybody. You don't have to circle, but make a circle out of it. You don't have to move it. Just spread it out a little bit so you're not in the lines any longer. Just have this couple bend to face that couple. Ben?
Every other couple.
Neil? Yeah. Okay, and there, and there, and there. And basically this is what we're talking about. Now with 6 couples, you're not going to have a very large circle, obviously. But using... No, don't stir it around. Don't stir it around. You look just wonderful. Yeah. You're looking wonderful at that point. Pass through, move on to the next. And you know that 80%, at least 80% of the movements that you have, you can do with 2 couples. You can just do with 2 couples. And I thought, man alive, I wish I'd done this in classes years ago. I started using this in my classes this year. And of course, my class only goes through basic level, from beginners till our season ends. But oh man alive, the idea of having the isolation of these couples for teaching was just absolutely fantastic. But dancers like this too. They like to move on to the next couple and a different one and a different one and a different one and a different one. And you can move them back and forth. You have a step to a wave. You can have either the boys or the girls circulate individually onto the next one, turn around, move them back. There's just so many different things that you can do from this circle that are fun and interesting. But that would take up a good tip of your dance at a basic level dance. There again, I've used this at advanced level where I had some problems with people learning some things. It got them doing it with different folks time after time after time. But this Sicilian circle is a fun thing to play with.
And it's not just a teaching tool. I think he's talking about using it at the dance. Don't just
the
think
same
it's
way you would the
tool.
hexagon square, sure.
Are you done there?
Oh, do I need to resolve? Scatter back. What? Did I really?
That would have done it. A couple of quick things. This is Walt Cooley from Pacific Grove, California. 4 is enough. A couple of quick notes on 6, and I don't need 6 to do it. I do a lot of this also. Any singing call is fine. When you're in the opener or the break, if it's the type of singing call where you normally have Alaman left, do, si, do, Alaman left, weave the ring, you just leave out the first Alaman left and the do, si, do, and the timing works out just about right for the longer path that people take. If you're using standard 4-couple choreography in the singing call figure, the first time you get them to the corner, they can swing their corner. The second time, have them pass through, swing the next. And we'll make it so that you can have a center, a middle, and a break in 6 couples and have the rotation of the couples, and they come out on the end. So it's all pretty straightforward. I wanted to bring up a little slightly different thing. Grand square. Nobody's dancers ever cut the grand square short, right? Okay. We got a square there. Sides face. Grand square, 8 steps only. Reverse from there, 8 steps. Okay? Now, I was listening to a tape from Brian Hotchkiss in Australia, and he was using this kind of thing. He was giving people reverses at funny places, and being in California about that time, another 4x4 zipped by me on the road. Usually I'm passing them, but I was listening to a tape, and this thought occurred to me. You can use the numbers. Sides face. Now, if I had done what I just did, I would have called that grand square 8x8, meaning I want you to go 8 steps out, 8 steps back. Grand square 7x7. And they don't quite finish, but then they back up from 7. Okay? And you can play with this thing all the time. Now, 4 ladies chain. Keep the same lady, roll her away with a half sachet, square your set. Side face. Grand square 7x15. Go. Count me 7. Go back the other way. 15 steps. Keep going. And now you can do a singing call. Thank you. Rotated them. Was that on the tape?
Cool. Yeah, I believe it is.
I'm buying this tape.
I hope it is. That's a good one. Or, I like that too. Sides face, grand square 5. 1, 2, 3. Move up to the middle and back. Right and left through. Pass through. Where is she? Alaman left. Is that corner? Square your set.
Square your set right there.
There are things that you can do without really throwing them out of position.
I just wanted to point out a couple of things about. We've gotten some different ideas about asymmetrics, 6 couples, Sicilian circles. Sometimes it's not a good idea to try to do all of these tricks in one night.
Definitely not. Definitely.
It's not like you go, well, I'll do the first one regular, and then I'm going to do Sicilians, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that. You know, I can sit here and confess right now is that, you know what, I knew about all of this stuff, but I don't use it as often as I should. How many of you say, you know what, I know I should be doing this, but I get done with the dance every time and yell at myself on the way home, oh, I should have done one of those, or oh, I should have done one of these. And I'm as guilty of that as anybody, probably more than most people are, in the fact that I know a bunch of stuff that I should be doing, and I always forget to do it at the dance. And it becomes a lot easier at these basic dances if you don't forget, and you start using all of these, and you can make 5 or 6 dances in a row that are different by where you put the little tricks in.
Good grief. Ooh. He asked if you could do them all in one tip. Johnny, your turn.
I would imagine if you don't ever want to call for that club again, you could do that.
Yeah, Ken Mill, Union City, California. This might be getting too deep, but even I sometimes have a 4-couple square and a 6-couple square dancing at the same time. Okay, so and you do a singing call, of course. And of course, if you do a 6-figure singing call, the 4-couple is going to be out of sequence. So halfway or during the end of the song, I call it a chain 6, which will get everybody back to their home with their original partners on the end of that song.
Whoa! Can you do it in the middle?
Can we see it?
Yeah, I want to see that.
Once again, Bill Stone out of Bremerton, Washington. But the grand squares have always, I've got so many of them on cue cards, I don't remember them until somebody does something like this and sets them up for me. But let's have all four ladies chain 3/4. When you turn your girls, chain them straight across. And the sides face again. Now, if you grand square 5 steps from here, you have a 0 line. As heads lead right, circle 4 to a line. This makes you a beautiful line. So grand square 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, turn 1. And you've got your line of 4, and it is a 0 line. Do anything you want to from there on out. But it's an easy setup, different from maybe some things, but there.
Touch a quarter.
He's going to resolve.
All 8 circulate.
He's going to resolve.
Circulate again, and 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 again.
You missed one again.
Again. Girls run, right and left grand.
So the setup on that was basically 4 ladies chain 3/4, and then 4 ladies chain across, sides face, grand square 5 steps. Put you right into 0 lines. Can we get some new dancers up there? These guys have been up for quite a while. Give them a break.
Yeah.
Give them a hand. Except for you.
I'll go back to something that I said earlier in the presentation here. A good program is still a good program. We've got a lot of material here that we've been covering that's a little off the wall. Now, as far as the hexagon squares, you can put one of those in. It's a real fun thing to do. Even the material within that, 90% of it should be fairly predictable to the dancers. If you're going to insert anything in there that is anything less than predictable, it should be limited, very limited, and there again, place it towards the center of a tip where it's not going to be the last thing that they see before they sit down. Good programming still is a very important tool. You certainly, Kevin, you were joking, I know you were, but you certainly wouldn't want to use a whole lot of different gimmicky things. Don't make your whole dance gimmicky. Those things are like the icing on the cake or maybe the salt and pepper on a steak. You wouldn't want more salt and pepper than you have steak. Just the accent, that's what it is. Let the people dance, keep them dancing, keep it fairly standard. Insert this stuff in places where it's going to make it fun for them and make it interesting so your dance doesn't become redundant.
Yeah, sometimes the way you present it, if you're going to be doing a tip where you say, let's do a 6-couple tip, well, present that to the dancers and get them excited about this whole idea. We're doing something different this time. Want to make sure we get everybody up. And a lot of times right after a refreshment break or sometime in the evening, you can time it out so that you can, it not only is something that's a variety, but you can use it as a spark point in the evening of your dance if you present it to the dancers as something special. Yes, you may. Do you need some dancers? 8. Can we get some new people up? New people up?
Friendly dancers? Friendly? 8 couples?
We need 3 more couples. Once again, square up as quickly as you expect the dancers to square up for you at your dances. One more. Here comes a girl. Go, girl.
All right. I've said my name once. Ernie Kinney.
No, really, who are you?
Marshall Flappo. The 2 head ladies chain to the right. Right. New head ladies chain across. All 4 ladies chain. Couple number 1, go down the middle, split number 3, round 1, make a line of 4. Forward, 4, and back that way. 2 and 4 to a half sachet. Up to the middle and back to the ring. Forward again, the opposite swing. Put it on your right and face away from the line of 4. Thank you. The number 4 gent, the one in front, do a half sachet. Now try it the other way, please. Stand back to a cheek back to back. Do a little tiny, easy, soft boomsie daisy. At this point right here, before they do this half sachet, I talked to them. Glad you came to the dance tonight. Hope you had a good time. Okay, you two separate. Go halfway round behind the line of 4. When you meet everybody, left down the mat. And a right and left grand.
Here again, accent for the dancers. Thank you very much. I think we're done with. Give them a nice hand, gang. We'll call you again if we need you. How about that? There again, there are such things as at-home get-outs, modules that'll leave you at home at the end of your figure without doing an Allen and left and a right and left grand, and there are modules that you can insert that you can go right into the right and left grands, and they're always interesting. Those things there again, I don't think that you want a whole dance of nothing but that, but to add interest and a little bit of variety to what would otherwise be just another dance. Well, they're useful tools. Anything else, John?
Yeah, I was just going to mention the fact that, this is supposed to be a basic program seminar here, or whatever, the panel discussion. I make tapes a lot of times when I'm calling so that I can listen and see what I'm doing wrong, or I even might come across something that I was doing right. And I found that when I do a plus dance, you know what? 80% of it, it's all basic material. Every once in a while, they just throw in a trick. Spin chain the gears. Relay the deuce. Follow your neighbor and spread. So all you have to do, really, is reprogram 20% of your dance. And we gave you some tools that can more than make up for 20% of the dance. But just the idea of the variety is already kind of there. Now you just got to replace 20% of the dance to make a full basic level dance. And we haven't gone outside. I think we tried pretty much to stay within the standard applications of most of the calls.
Anything else anybody would like to add, choreographically speaking? Just a question on my own part. Hello. Question on my own part. How many of you have basic level programs? Anybody? Actual basic level dances that you run on a regular basis? There are some of you. Could I ask you to let me know what you think of the material that was presented here, how it would fit into your program, whether it would add to it or... Yes, on the mic would be very nice.
Just raise your hand, I'll come to you.
Craig Abercrombie again. I shared this with one of the other meetings before, and Jim Hattrick and I do this, and Daryl knows Jim and I. We do a lot of this stuff, and by doing this at a basic level once a month, it's a 50-level dance, we find that plus dancers even will come to that. And we're running about 5 to 7 squares because they know they're going to do something different. It has made me work harder and enjoy choreography even more. And that's where I picked up some of that stuff I showed you earlier. And once you get your mind going, we could all be here all day with things that you get charged up and get going. But that's what you need to do. Get started and do homework. Dancers have a lot of fun with it.
And everybody can just email me all your ideas.
Go that way, Johnny.
Oh.
I have a seniors group once a week on Monday afternoon. It is a group of, well, I have to vary my program quite a lot. We stay in the basic program. We have a good time in the basic program. For example, the way I vary things, a standard singing call for this group is, say, heads promenade half, come into the middle, do a right and left through, square through 4. If they're feeling real good, I let them do-sa-do before they swing their corner. But if they're not, we go ahead and swing the corner at that point because they're just getting there by the time I'm getting ready to do the tagline on it. So we find that when we're doing programs with seniors, sometimes we have to change things around for them. I have several seniors that get around pretty slow and dance like that, and they're in my club. So I give those folks at least 2 tips a night that they can keep up with, and the other people can just kind of lag along. And I fix my singing call so they can do a singing call and think they're dancing like everybody else. And I think we should think about that because our dancers are getting a little older. Not the callers, don't get me wrong.
Kevin Ryan again from Australia. I do over in Australia. I sort of involved in 2 clubs over there as an assistant caller, and I'm doing most of the basic level dances over there. And the both clubs have virtual constant intake. We don't sort of cut off our class time. Although when we do advertise for new dancers, we run for 4 weeks and take them in. But anybody that comes along, we're so desperate for dancers over there that we'll take them in. And this sure is going to help because it's going to make it more interesting now for the other dancers that are helping along all the way through the night.
Did you have a comment? Yeah.
I'm Dana Shermer from Topeka, Kansas. I just started really a basic group about 2-3 months ago, and it's really a takeoff from my classes. We graduate at mainstream level, and I'm workshopping mainstream calls at the basic dance. I refer to it as a basic dance, and we dance 1 through 49 the basic, but then I normally throw in 2 or 3 calls a night that are mainstream calls as workshop items. And so some of these will probably be extending the dancers a little bit further than what they would probably would want to go. But one success that came out of this is one of my mainstream clubs has seen the fun we're having at the basic group, and I'm doing 1 night a month of basic dancing at the mainstream club, that's where we just limit to basic 49. And that night can depend on the dancers being there. It's a judgment call by myself, but it can be extremely extended or it can be pretty standard. But it's been a lot of fun, and I wouldn't be surprised if they go to a basic dance altogether.
I think here again, Ernie talks about a senior group that's basic level. We talk about beginner groups that are basic level. When you talk that way, of course, Ernie's group is there because of an age thing that he has there. But when you start talking about beginner basic groups, your target is something beyond what that is. And I think that in order to have a good basic level program, I think that has to be the goal to begin with. And not necessarily seniors, not necessarily somebody that isn't capable of learning more. I think you're perfectly capable of calling good dances and good programs at the basic level. The material, there's plenty of material there. I don't think you have to set your sights any further than that. And with the multi-level program that's available right now, wouldn't it be a whole lot easier to have that as a target dance program for dancers and not have to have your target clear out at mainstream or even further out at plus level in order to be able to put dancers on the floor? Naturally, if you have a good, strong, large, basic dance program and the other levels exist, the dancers are going to naturally go on up. If you're calling good dances to good basic level dancers, they're going to stay there long enough to support that program level before they go on to mainstream and plus. You want some? Did you have something to say?
No, I had a gnat that was bothering me.
You need to deliver the microphone, Johnny.
Yeah, but I boxed it.
Oh, okay.
I think the most important thing is during Sillery from Vancouver, Canada. This stuff may be challenging to the callers to put it together, maybe a little bit of a challenge to the dancers, but what's most important, it brings a smile to their feet and a smile to their faces. And that's what this is all about.
That senior caller would like
I try to get
microphone.
across to my classes in the basic program, and I try to school them in the fact that this is your basic program in square dancing. And the higher you want to go in square dancing, the more things you hear are combinations of things you learn right here.
Very true. Mr. Donahue, that direction.
Randy Doherty from Mesa, Arizona. I think I made this same statement about 6-7 years ago, but if every caller here that was attending just in this room went back home and started up their own basic club, gave them a place to dance more than 2 or 3 times throughout the year, if they gave them even a bi-monthly dance with a basic club, I think our problems would start to look like they're going to solve themselves. And you just can't teach them the basics and not give them a place to go. You have to have a place for them to go dance. And it's been proven in certain areas, gang. That's all we really need to do.
It's not just a good idea, it's possibly essential for the survival of the
That's
human
what we're
race,
hoping for, guys.
as we now know it.
Yeah. Anything else, gang? Any questions? How about a real nice hand for Johnny Preston? Thank you all for coming out this afternoon and adding to the program here.
Before you go, let's have a real nice hand for Daryl Clendenin. Fine job.